further, I want to, show you a few pictures of other Sancistas and gente que bregan la obra, whether it be people that brega la obra in Sanse or la 21 Division, which are two separate things, you know what I'm saying? Most of these people are actually, all of them are Puerto Rican, and some of them are my godchildren, but I wanted to show that some of them are not my godchildren. And I want you to see something that's similar. We all dress in white. We all know our Padre Nuestros. We all know our Dios te salve Maria. You can be palero. You can be whatever it may be. We know these things. You know what I'm saying? You can be palero, sansista. You can go to a voodoo house. You know your Padre Nuestro. You know your Dios te salve Maria. You know what they call, you know these things. And I don't know how they call it in Haitian voodoo, that the Catholic prayers, but they do the Catholic prayers, and then they go to the prayer Jinen, whatever they call it, but they always started con el Padre Nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. You know, they started like that. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of Sancistas in Puerto Rico that are not part of my casa espiritual, but whom I do speak with, and not just espiritistas or Sancistas that are not part of my house, but also some of my godchildren participate in some of my ceremonies, who always participate in my ceremonies, and there's a theme: always dress in white. Another question that I was asked, through email was initiation into Sanse. A lot of people like to use the word initiation, like we're the golden dawn, like we're a neo-pagan tradition. Puerto Ricans do not use the word initiation. Period, point blank, end the story. We do not use the word initiation. We use the words ceremonias espirituales. And there are various ceremonias espirituales that you do receive to become a Sansista. There's not just one, there are various. The first ceremonia espiritual for you to undergo sunset is la investigación de tu cuadro espiritual. In the investigación de tu cuadro espiritual, you find out who are those jefes. And in sunset we have 7, some have 8, it can go up to 9. We find out who are those jefes misterios. Who is your papa? Who is your mamá? ¿Quién es tu tía espiritual? And these are loa misterios that are similar to in Santeria to what they would call orishas. And yes, they are known in voodoo as loa. Okay, and so we have una mamá, which is tu ángel de la guardia, that one that sits on your head. Then you have the one that guards your feet, that walks with you on, you have the upper and the lower, the yin and the yang, the night and the day. Okay, so you have your mother and your father. One may be the father, one may be the mother, it depends. That's the first thing that you have to do in Sanse, is tu investigación de cuadro espiritual. Okay. The second thing, after you receive tu investigación de cuadro espiritual, you start receiving las presentaciones a los puntos, okay, to those jefes of your jefes. Okay, so you receive una ceremonia, un punto, it could be al río, al cementerio, al bosque, al cruzamiento, whatever it may be, That is the second process, and it could take 4 days at least for a person to complete those ceremonies. After that, we do misas de elevación, misa de coronación, and after these ceremonies, it takes a couple of ceremonies. When you're finished with all these ceremonies and everything is said and done, you don't walk out of the house saying, I'm a Sansista now. Sansista needs to be desarrollado. It needs to be earned. It's a title that needs to be earned. You just don't wake up and say, I'm a Sansista today because I just did la coronación. I'm a Sansista today because I did la elevación, la misa de whatever it may be. No. It takes desarrollo, and you must work with your padrino or your madrina to desarrollar espiritualmente these facultades, that what we call in Sanskrit, esas facultades espirituales, okay, which is something very important, But yes, there are various ceremonies. None are called initiation. We do not use that. We are not Wicca. We are not the Golden Dawn. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, we're not that. You know what I'm saying? Son ceremonias. There's bautismos, a las presentaciones de los puntos, I'm sorry. There's, of course, la investigación de tu jefe, de tu cuadro espiritual. And there's various ceremonies. And we, as Puerto Ricanos, we do not use that word initiation, okay? Sanse, we do not use the word priests or priestesses. The word priest in Spanish is sacerdote. And the word priestess in Spanish is I can't even say the word, sacerdotista, whatever it may be. I can't say it, tongue tie. Puerto Ricans in Sanse, we do not use that word. We don't use priests or priestesses. We use somos sansistas. We use somos servidores de misterios. Somos caballo de misterios. Somos presidente de mesa. Presidente de mesa de los muertos, del espiritismo. But we do not use the term priests or priestesses. We are servitors, servidores of the misterios. And not just of the misterios de los muertos, de los guías espirituales. We are a vessel that we were not the Taínos. They had their priestly order, but then they had the shaman. The shaman was the one that would speak with the spirits. That didn't do necessarily ceremonial, religious, traditional things, but they did work with the spirit. And in Africa, they have what? The witch doctor, I guess, is what it would be called in Africa. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that we're witch doctors, but we are spiritual people. We're spirit men and spirit women. Somos espiritistas, muerteros, servidores, presidente de mesas, caballos, bancos espirituales, plazas espirituales. We use those terms, but we do not use the word sacerdote, and I'm going to tumble upon this one, or sacerdotista. Priestess, or priest or priestess, we don't use that. Not in Sanse anyways. It just doesn't, it's not something we use. Sanse, or people in Puerto Rico, we do not use the word magic. We're not Harry Potter here. We don't use the word magic in Sanse. We use the word trabajos espirituales. That's the term that we use in Puerto Rico. The ones who do magic, I'm not going to talk about Harry Potter, but the ones who do magic, those are hechiceros. You know, that's not necessarily a Sansista. Those are brujos. I use the term brujo because I've been called a brujo since I was little. And in my youth, I practiced a little bit of brujeria, and so it's always going to be part of who I am. But brujeria is separate, completely separate from that term, which is what we use as sanse, you know what I'm saying? But we do not use the word, in Puerto Rico, no one uses the word magia. You know, we use, unless you're brujo, you know, but we use the term trabajos espirituales, obras espirituales. We do not use the word magic, magia, hechizos. We don't use that. It is what it is, but we don't use that. A lot of people compare Sanse, Puerto Rican Sanse, to Dominican 21 Division. They have a lot of similarities, but there are a lot of things that are very separate. 21 Division, it says it all. We do understand that we understand that there's more than 21 divisions, que hay más de 21 divisiones, but in Sanse, like I said earlier, we receive los puntos o las ceremonias to the 7 or to the 9 divisiones, max to the 9. But Sanse, when we do our ceremonies, everybody, el presidente de mesa, el sansista, el espiritista, we dress in white. We don't dress in street clothes. And there are similarities, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of similarities in Sanse and 21 Division, but there are a lot. There's just so much difference, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, but there are similarities, but there are differences. They are both beautiful traditions, you know, and I respect them. They go hand in hand, and they can go separate. You know, they don't need to be intertwined. They were never intertwined before. So either you can be Sansista and you can practice 21 Division with either or. You can be Sansista and that's it, you know, or you can be Sansista with 21 division, whatever it may be, but they don't necessarily have to go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Sanse, it has its 4 legs that can walk on itself, by itself, and strong with itself. I'm crowned in Sanse. I am crowned in 21 division. Someone says, "Oh, now you need to do Haitian voodoo." No, I'm all set with that. I know what I have. I have belief in. I respect Haitian voodoo. I love to go to voodoo fetes. Haitian voodoo fetes, beautiful. But it's just, I already got my Sanse. I got my aplazamiento in 21 division. Why do I need to keep doing that? I know what I have. I have faith in what I have. And I'm still desarrollando. I'm 45 years old, and to this day, I'm desarrollando. Life is about desarrollando lo que tú tienes, what you have. And to add more to that pot, it's crazy to me. You know, we get 7 spirits, and in Sanse, you get 7 misterios, sometimes 9, and behind those 7, they got 7 comisiones, and behind those 7 they got, qué sé yo, 7 más, and behind those 7, 21 más, and it just keeps going and keep going. Why the heck do I need to go receive Palo Mayombe or Santeria, which are beautiful traditions, I respect them all, but why do I need to do that? Oh, because I need to spiritually strengthen myself. Spiritually strengthen yourself by knowing who your misterios are, who your jefes are. Spiritually strengthen yourself by understanding your muertos, what they want. You know, spiritually strengthen yourself. Esos dones espirituales que tú tienes, esas facultades que tú tienes, by connecting con tu muerto, connecting con tu jefe, lo que tú tienes, what you have. And, you know, I respect all these other traditions, I do, but a lot of people start getting confused when you start mixing all this stuff. It's like, you know, Palo Mayombe, it is beautiful. It's Palo Mayombe. It is what it is. Sanse is what it is. Santeria is what it's Santeria. Ocha, whatever it may be. Haitian voodoo, you know, Maria Leonza, Umbanda, beautiful tradition Umbanda. But they all stand on themselves. And when you receive Sanse, there's a lifetime of learning. There's a lifetime of learning. You have to learn yourself from deep within. You know, who you are as a human being, what you are as a person, and your muertos that make up your cuadra espiritual, that surround you as a spiritual frame. And it takes a lifetime to learn that. You know, it really does. And to keep adding misterio and misterio and misterio from other traditions and other walks, te va a volver loco. You're gonna go crazy. So I don't know what else more to say. I'm making this video a little too long. So this is Sancista Luis. Fuerte abrazo, Santo Sanse. If you have any questions, please ask. And I'm here to answer. Santo Sanse.